All right, guys, welcome back, Sportshedtv. Another episode, another week's gone by in the world of sport. Boys, what were your thoughts? Rugby League World Cup, done and dusted. Australia get the job done, men and women. Adrian?
Yeah, I mean, this World Cup was one of the best Rugby League World Cups I've seen in a while. I feel like there was a lot of hype around it, and I was obviously we're all impressed with Samoa. I think another team more impressed was with Lebanon, but yeah, Australia, all done. We won it. Yeah,
I think Australia's dominance has been shown once again, and going to be tough to beat again next World Cup, but good to see from the lads.
I don't think Australia will lose a World Cup in the next maybe at least 5 World Cups, men and women. I think the women are too strong. The women's game's got to improve in other countries just for them to be able to compete with the Australian girls. Like, to win the final by 50 points, it's quite epic. Proud of the girls. Kennedy Charrington ripped and teared. Isabel Kelly was a gun. Just so good to see. And the men, well done. But shout out to Samoa, like T2 nation, first T2 nation to make a World Cup final in rugby league.
yeah. Our boys, we're all small now.
No, it was a great final.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah, boys, World Cup talk. We've got a few games in right now. What are your thoughts so far?
So far, honestly, I don't have much on the tournament yet, but I'm very excited for the games that are coming up. You know, Argentina, Australian game tomorrow morning. I'm just hoping the boys play a decent game against France, but, the big games are coming up further in the competition. What do you think, Norman?
Yeah, the big games always come up further along in the competition with World Cups, which, there's probably about maybe 6 or 7 nations that can really compete for the title. So the bigger games will always come towards the end, but the group stage isn't going to look too bad at all. England scored 6 goals last night. I know it was against Iran, but still, that was quite a good game to watch, from the perspective you want to see the English do well and then choke at the end. But yeah, interesting games coming up. I think we get to see Germany versus Spain in a couple of days as well. But yeah, Australia versus France. By the time this episode comes out, I think Australia would have already beaten France. But yeah, keen for the World Cup.
Adrian, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm impressed with the game so far. Obviously, World Cup vibe is the best. In regards to tomorrow's game, in the morning, Australia versus France. Good luck, Australia, but yeah, we may get slapped. I have a really good feeling. Despite France having lots of players out, I genuinely think they have such a high level of talent in comparison to ours. So we'll see how we go, but yeah, good luck, Australia.
I agree. Just before we move on, Saka, how about his story? the Euros, everyone knows about it, everyone's talking about it, but I think it's quite incredible. Just, in his first World Cup game, scored 2 goals. I think it's quite incredible.
True. I saw his goals, actually. He's been in top form lately, actually, for Arsenal too. Good on him. It's good resilience for the young kid, and I hope he shines throughout the World Cup.
Yeah, resilience is important, and that's probably the biggest thing you can learn from having it was just one horrible moment, you know what I mean? And then just to bounce back at such a young age, to get the opportunity at a young age to actually represent your nation in the World Cup, he's a great player.
All right, the biggest talking point this week, I think, not just this week, probably in the last 10 years, is Ronaldo and Messi photo, as you can see.
Yeah, I mean,
Adrian's shoulder. Lads, what do we think?
Well, I just want to say, even though the photo was edited and they weren't actually in the same room, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
The photo, they're there. Everything's edited these days. Your girlfriend, her photo's edited. I mean, come on. Ronaldo and Messi, they're literally the goats of the sport. It's like having Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer pose the same thing. You know what I mean? Obviously, football's the most followed sport in the world. Tennis is in top 3 or top 4, but they're the 2 goats of the most popular sport in the world. So the photo's incredible.
Yeah, it's something. Everyone has wanted to see Messi and Ronaldo together, and it came out in the Piers Morgan interview actually with Ronaldo that Ronaldo said, "You know what? Why not? I'm happy to be friends with Messi, and just like Pele and Maradona were after their career.
Yeah.
That would be really cool if they started actually being friends."
Everyone's been saying there's a lot more behind the photo. Do you guys have anything that you've heard during the week, just one thing each?
I've heard. I don't know about you, Age. I've heard about the chess pieces. I'm not really familiar with chess, but the pawns, I think they're called, by their side, meaning that the game's even, the match is even, and they're on even terms in terms of their career.
Yeah.
I've heard Ronaldo's going to PSG to end his career.
Well, I heard this is actually based off an actual game that ended in a draw. That's what I heard, and I forget the names. Apparently, the two best chess players ever, and no one could win the game.
Oh yes, that is true.
No one could win the game at this point. At this point in the game, there could be no winner.
So what's Louis Vuitton got to do with all this?
To be honest, the money.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Nah, fair shout. Just before we move on from the World Cup, what's your favourite World Cup moment of all time?
Like, it just popped up in my head straight away, and I can't go past it. Germany winning the World Cup, Godse getting substituted, coming on, chesting the ball, putting the ball in the net, then like seeing his reaction and the whole stadium's reaction, just everyone it was so
Definition of a super sub.
Yeah, like, and then he got signed by, I don't know who it was. He was a nobody. No one knew his name.
Yeah,
He got signed from just by that goal. Like, good. Yeah, can't forget that.
Yeah.
Boys, James on the chest, hits outside the box. Wow, that for me, that was
Volley.
the commentary, the skills, everything on show. I think that showed World Cup football,
Goal.
and I think that's mine over you, Norman.
Yeah, well, from then he got signed too. Real Madrid bought him
That's
after
right.
that.
That's correct.
Just incredible. I mean, maybe we'll see another breakout moment this World Cup. We're bound to. My favourite's got to be, come on, Finn Cahill, Australia's best striker, probably Australia's best player ever. I'd go as far as saying that so far. That volley against the Netherlands, that was a rocket.
That was special.
That World Cup had some special goals.
Yeah, most definitely.
That was one.
Yeah, for sure. That's my favourite moment.
That was great. And on the cricket, boys, Australia versus England. Thoughts?
Oh, I think Australia have shown why they're a one-day club team, and like
They're the specialists, man.
big mentions to Smith, Warner, playing incredible. Obviously, Smith got our Player of the Week.
Yeah.
I think it's sad that we didn't get that in the T20 World Cup of being at home, but it's all good as long as we can bounce back. And what do you think, Norman?
Yeah, well, I think bouncing back's important, but I always say, like, one day cricket is literally for Australia. Like, obviously, Test cricket's great, highly competitive. I think Australia dominates that. Not dominates anymore, but Australia's very good Test side as well. But one day cricket's fantastic. It's my favourite form of cricket to watch. And I just feel like Adam Zampa's so underrated. He's such a gun bowler, very economical as well. And then just like to see Travis Head open the batting with David Warner, pretty explosive. I mean, between them, they scored like 250 in today's game. So that's just like, that's incredible. And to pump England, 3-0 in the series now? They're going to win tonight. I mean,
Well, yeah.
what do you think? I mean, how good is it to see England lose? They already won the T20 World Cup. Yeah.
I love to see it because I hope they don't win the World Cup, but for Soccer World Cup.
Yeah.
Anyways, besides that, I was impressed with Travis Head too.
Yeah.
And the boys were pretty good. Warner, Smith, they all turned up for this one. So yeah, I was very happy with it.
Norman, you spoke about Adam Zampa, but I think Stark's been a great standout. I think he's finding form again. That first over, where he got the 2 wickets for no runs in literally the first over of the game, that ball he gave, the second wicket, I was stunned. I was like, wow. That's just... No.
Mitchell Stark, like, my favourite bowler of all time that I've watched play was Mitchell Johnson. And then as soon as he retired, the next Mitchell became my favourite, Mitchell Stark. He's just incredible, incredibly quick. I love watching Mitchell Stark Yorker. Yeah. Obviously played for sixes here and there too when he can, and I like the sixes. But yeah, Mitchell Johnson was an absolute weapon, and Mitchell Stark, like, even when they spoke shit about him in the press, and then he came out and had that amazing Ashes series, like when he's put under adversity and under pressure, he steps up. I mean, that's the definition of a complete athlete.
Yeah, how good was Brett Lee back in the day too?
Yeah, Brett Lee. Unfortunately, I wish I got to see more of him.
Yeah, same. Best cricket format. What do we think?
I'm going one day cricket. I know all the traditionalists would say Test cricket, which is fantastic. But one day cricket has the best atmosphere. Like T20 atmosphere is great, but T20 is more of a product. It's more like, here, like, come watch cricket. There's a bit of fun, family involved. I love the T20, don't get me wrong. But one day cricket is so complete. It's such a complete format. Like, to be there for like 10 hours, everyone gets 50, both teams get 50 overs. I feel like it's a fair sport in terms of the batsmen really step up and the bowlers get to step up, and you've got to step up in the field. Whereas Test cricket can be dominated by batsmen. Yeah. T20 cricket can be dominated by either way. If a bowler comes on at one over, gets 3 wickets, the game's just about done. Yeah. Whereas, in the format of one-day internationals, right, you get the opportunity to stand up no matter what role you play in the team. I just feel it's so well-rounded.
No, yeah, that's good fair points. I love my T20 cricket.
Yeah.
I just can't go past it. The Big Bash is like the most exciting part of the year for me. At the end of the year. Yeah, like I just love they just go smash it. Like,
Yeah, they go hard all
they
game.
just go hard. I just love it. Yeah, it's exciting.
And that's why it's so popular and entertaining for the families, because it's more of like a product of the sport. It's like it's literally like the entertaining format of the game. Like you can literally be a casual cricket fan or not even like cricket and just go watch the pink team versus the green team. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. It's like what Adrian said. It's about timing as well. I agree with you as well, Norman. Like one day I believe is the best to watch. But at the same time, the timing of the Test match cricket for the Australian season, it's just perfect. I think it's just it's the summer cricket, and you hear the commentary. It's always there.
There's nothing better than the Boxing Day Test match.
That's right.
Like it literally had a big feed, maybe a big night on the drink over Christmas as well. And you just wake up Boxing Day. By the time you have a little sleep in, and you're there for first ball.
That is the best.
That's the best. That's literally the best day of the year.
Yeah, it's literally the best. Yeah, no, I love that for sure. Guys, with the Formula One, it's all done and dusted for another year. Max Verstappen has won, and he's absolutely slayed the field. Like, he's literally dominated the field. I think he won by over 200 points. And then, he's part of Red Bull Racing. They've dominated the field too. I mean, how good? Can anyone get near them? Near Max, near Red Bull?
Yeah, look, he's just too good. Simple, plain, and short. He's just too good. As you said, mate, he smashed him by miles. So,
I have a question for you, Norman. I'm not really, I don't really watch much of the F1, but is there a reason why people just can't compete, or is he literally just one of the greatest?
Look, Red Bull Racing, they've done a great job. I've been a big Red Bull fan for a while, since they had Sebastian Vettel back in 2013. I've loved watching Red Bull and what they've done. The thing is, Max Verstappen, he's great. He's pretty up himself. A lot of people don't like him because he's pretty cocky. But you got to be confident in sport, especially when you want to be the best. I mean, look at Ronaldo. He's probably one of the most cockiest guys ever, but it doesn't come across in such an aggressive way because he actually translates that cockiness onto the field in a successful manner. I feel like Max, while he's not as friendly or polite as well loved as Ronaldo, when he's on that racetrack, he just smashes it. And it's got to do with his race car. His race car is obviously one of the best out there, but at the end of the day, it's still all about the driver. So I don't see anyone getting close to him in the next couple of years, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%. I think you have to be crazy to hop one of those cars, to be honest. Traveling at those speeds around about how many cars are going at once, I just can't believe it. Yeah. I think it's one of the most dangerous sports in the world.
How do they drive? You know what I always want to know? How do they drive in the normal, how do they drive their family on a Sunday? After that,
their family will probably be fine.
Do you reckon the wife drives or the partner or whoever?
They put it in manual, but just...
literally, if I'm going that quick, I would never be able to drive 50 k's an hour again.
Yeah, if they're trained their whole life, I don't see how they wouldn't be able to drive. They wouldn't be able to drive. 100%, I agree.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a great point you raised there. It's a great point.